All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving deep into the life of Elon Musk,
Oh, yeah.
as seen through the lens of Walter Isaacson's brand new biography.
It's quite the read.
I gotta say, after finishing this book,
Yeah.
I just had to talk about it with someone.
Well, you came to the right place because I think we're both
Yeah.
pretty fascinated by this whole thing.
I am.
Isaacson had just incredible access,
Yeah.
to Musk, his family, all those closest to him. So,
Pretty in-depth.
yeah, we're getting a much more intimate look at not just his business ventures, but
At the man.
the man
And it's
himself. Exactly.
and it's not your typical business success story, is it? I
Oh,
mean,
no, not at all.
we all know about the rockets and the electric cars.
Right.
But this book really goes way deeper into, like, what makes Musk tick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What drives him, what haunts him, what shaped him into this, like, force of nature.
Yeah. And that's what got me, too. It was like a psychological thriller at times, peeling back the layers
Oh, absolutely.
of this incredibly complex and often contradictory figure.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit.
Yeah.
Isaacson starts by taking us back to Musk's childhood in South Africa.
Right.
And let me tell you, it was not a happy one.
No.
Bullying, a strained relationship with his father, Errol.
Mm-mm.
It kind of paints a bleak picture.
Yeah. And there's this one anecdote that just stuck with me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, after visits with his dad, Errol would send Elon and his brother back to their mother with no clothes.
Oh, wow.
Like, literally no clothes.
Yeah.
Their mother, May, was constantly having to buy them new outfits.
Wow. So what does that tell us about Elon?
I mean, it's got to have some kind of effect on you, right? So, Errol was,
I was going to say, to put it mildly, a complicated character.
yeah, a complicated character.
Flamboyant, but also, like, incredibly frugal, even when it came to his own kids.
Yeah.
He refused to take them to Disney World because it's
Yeah.
too expensive.
Right.
But then he later bought himself a plane.
Yeah, a plane.
That doesn't quite add up.
It's this pattern of, I guess you could say, unconventional parenting.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say that, like, Elon's drive, his need to prove himself, may have been shaped by this dynamic
Oh, absolutely.
with his father.
It's almost like he had to create his own world,
No.
his own escape
Right.
from this kind of, like, difficult reality.
Exactly. Escape from reality.
And that's where, I guess, his fascination with computers and entrepreneurship comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy taught himself to program at 12 years old
Wow.
and created his own video game.
Yeah, he was always this entrepreneurial spirit, too, even as a kid.
Totally.
He tried to start a video game arcade with his cousins,
Oh, really?
but got shut down because of permits and red tape.
Oh, the irony.
Right.
Oh, that's so Elon.
Classic Elon, yeah.
Yeah. Seriously, it's so clear that he was always pushing boundaries,
Always.
always thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
And Isaacson points to this profound impact that books had on him, especially science fiction. You know, classics like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. Those stories sparked something in him. Like,
Yeah.
it ignited this grand vision
It gave him that vision.
of what is possible.
Yes, okay.
Space travel, electric cars.
Right.
These weren't just ideas for him. They
Right.
were destiny.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that leads us to his early ventures,
Okay.
Zip2 and PayPal.
Yeah, Zip2 and PayPal.
It's really here where we start to see the emergence of the Elon Musk we know today.
Mm-hmm. The relentless work ethic.
Yes, exactly.
The clashes with colleagues.
Oh, yeah.
This unwavering belief
Unwavering, right?
in his own vision.
His vision, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't always pretty, though.
No.
Remember that story about him getting into a physical fight with his own brother, Kimball, in the office?
Oh, my gosh, that was intense.
Aw.
But even in those early days, there were glimpses of brilliance.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember that anecdote about the high-stakes poker game?
Oh, tell me about it.
Kept going all in,
Yeah.
losing and
Tell me
losing,
it all.
and then finally winning big.
Yeah.
Classic Elon.
Oh, that's such a classic Elon move.
Right.
He doesn't play by the rules.
No.
He's willing to risk it all.
Yes.
And sometimes it pays off in spectacular fashion.
It really does. But, of course, not every gamble ends in a win, right?
Right?
His ouster from PayPal, for example, was a major setback.
Yeah, definitely a turning point.
I'm curious to hear your take on that.
Yeah.
What does Isaacson reveal about that experience?
I think he was forced to confront some of his own flaws, like
Oh,
his need for control and the importance of building a really strong team.
okay.
And I think those lessons were really crucial for his success later
Oh, yeah.
with SpaceX and Tesla.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that's where things really start to take off.
Yeah, that's where it gets interesting.
Right. I mean, founding a space exploration company
You're right.
with the goal of colonizing Mars.
It's crazy.
That's audacious, even for Elon Musk.
Even for Elon, right. And the thing that gets me is he pulled it off against all odds.
It's true.
But what I've found interesting was his willingness to just put everything on the line.
Oh, totally.
Isaacson shares this story about Musk offering his early SpaceX employees 2 years of their salary in escrow.
Oh, wow.
Like, talk about commitment.
That's putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Right? But that intensity, that drive, it didn't always translate well to managing people.
No, not at all.
You know, he clashed with engineers, ousted executives. He was demanding, to say the least.
Demanding, to say the least.
There's this fascinating detail about how he personally got involved in every aspect of, like, design and the engineering process.
Oh, yeah, every little detail.
Like trimming the Falcon 9 engine skirt.
With shears?
With shears.
Yeah.
To avoid launch delays.
I mean, come on.
It's incredible.
He's not just a CEO.
Right.
He's hands-on.
He's an inventor, yeah.
A tinkerer who's obsessed.
Completely.
With the detail.
But that level of involvement comes at a price, right?
Oh, absolutely. A huge price.
Takes a toll.
Yeah. Personal relationships.
Yeah.
Work-life balance.
Yeah.
And sometimes sanity.
And that's what I find so intriguing about this book. It's not just about the business triumphs.
No, it's the human cost.
It's about the human cost.
The sacrifices.
The sacrifice.
What inner turmoil.
Inner turmoil. That drives this man.
It's a side of Elon Musk that we rarely get to see.
Oh, we rarely get to see, you're right.
And trust me, there's a lot more to uncover.
Oh, yeah. A lot more.
So stay tuned, because in part 2, we are going to explore some of Musk's later ventures.
Oh, those are good.
And controversies.
It gets wild.
And let me tell you, things get pretty wild.
Buckle up.
So buckle up. So last time we were talking about, like, Elon's intensity and his focus on all the details at SpaceX.
Right.
But his ambitions aren't limited to just rockets, are they?
Oh, not even close. This guy.
He's got his hands in so many different things.
So many things I can barely keep track.
I know.
But one that really caught my eye, the Boring Company.
The Boring Company.
I mean, who starts a tunneling company because they're annoyed by traffic?
Right. Well, that's Elon for you, but...
It's so Elon.
Here's the thing. Isaacson really shows us how it wasn't just a whim for Elon.
Oh, okay.
Like, he really saw the limitations in existing tunneling tech.
Okay.
And he was like, there has to be a better way.
Right.
That's that first principles thinking again.
Yeah, totally.
He even challenged his engineers, asking them, like, why do these tunnel boring machines need these big vertical shafts? Like, a gopher in my yard can dig a horizontal tunnel just fine.
Oh, my God.
You know, it's that kind of unconventional thinking that leads to breakthroughs.
Absolutely.
Even if they sometimes come off as a little eccentric.
Right. And speaking of eccentric, let's talk about Neuralink.
Okay, Neuralink, yeah.
Now, this is where things get really mind-bending, I gotta say.
This one's pretty wild.
The idea of implanting chips in human brains to interface with computers.
Yeah, like straight out of science fiction.
Right.
It really is, but for Elon, it's about way more than just cool tech. Like, he's actually genuinely concerned about AI, artificial intelligence, and the potential dangers of it becoming too powerful.
Out of control.
Out of control, right? Surpassing humans.
Yeah.
So he sees Neuralink as a way to keep up with AI, ensure humans aren't left behind.
Oh, I see.
So he envisions this future where humans and AI can coexist and even merge.
Whoa.
Creating this symbiotic relationship.
That's heavy stuff.
It is, and Isaacson doesn't shy away from all of the ethical questions.
Oh, it makes you think, right?
It really does.
Where do we draw the line between innovation and, I don't know, like messing with the very fabric of what it means to be human?
What it means to be human, that's the question.
Yeah.
And that line gets even blurrier when you think about OpenAI, which he co-founded.
Right.
Initially, it was a nonprofit, focused on developing safe AI, but eventually transitioned into a for-profit company.
Oh, interesting.
And Isaacson kind of hints that this shift may have caused a little friction between Elon and OpenAI's other leaders.
I see.
Eventually leading to Elon leaving the board.
I see.
So it's like he saw OpenAI drifting from this original mission.
Right.
This really idealistic mission of safe AI and becoming just another player in the tech game.
Right, which seems to be kind of a recurring theme, right?
It does seem to be a theme.
Yeah.
You know, the struggle between the ideals and the realities of business.
Yeah.
The pressure to innovate quickly.
Totally.
And how good intentions sometimes can get
twisted.
Twisted, exactly.
And all of that leads us to the controversies.
The controversies.
That have kind of followed Elon around.
Oh, yeah. Dogged him.
In recent years.
Yeah.
The whole pedo guy comment about the cave diver.
Oh, right. During the Thai rescue.
The Thai rescue? Yep. That was not a good look.
Not a good look.
The feud with Vernon Unsworth.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these weren't just PR blunders.
Right.
They revealed a side of him that a lot of people found reckless.
Reckless.
And even vindictive.
Yeah. And then there's that, I don't even know what to call it.
Infamous.
That infamous moment.
Yeah.
On Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah. When he smoked weed.
He smoked weed.
On air.
On air. And Tesla's stock tumbled.
It's like he doesn't always grasp the consequences of his actions.
Right.
Or maybe he just doesn't care.
Right.
He's constantly pushing these boundaries, testing the limits.
Yeah.
And sometimes those tests go too far.
They really do.
But here's the thing. You can't deny his achievements.
No, you can't.
He's launched rockets.
Yeah.
Revolutionized the car industry.
Completely.
Brought us closer to a future that a lot of people thought was impossible.
Impossible.
It's that constant tension, right?
Yeah. Like the brilliance versus the impulsiveness.
Yes.
A vision versus the chaos.
I was constantly asking myself, reading this book, is this guy a force for good?
Yeah.
Or is he a danger to himself and others?
That's the question, right?
It really is.
And Isaacson doesn't give you an easy answer.
No.
He presents a really nuanced portrait.
Right.
Highlighting both the good and the bad.
Yeah.
The triumphs and the flaws.
The flaws, yeah.
So it's really up to the reader.
Up to us?
To grapple with that complexity.
Yeah, I like that.
And decide where they stand.
Decide where they stand. That's what makes this biography so compelling.
Yeah, so compelling.
It's not your typical hero's journey.
No.
It's not a takedown piece. No. It's a deep dive.
For a real deep dive.
Into this unique and enigmatic individual.
Yeah, speaking of deep dives.
Oh, yeah.
We're just scratching the surface here.
We really are.
We haven't even touched on, like, the Twitter files.
Oh, the Twitter files?
The intense work culture at his companies. Right.
Or all the fascinating details of his personal life.
Oh, there's so much more to unpack.
A lot more to unpack.
So listeners, get ready for part 3.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're about to go even deeper into the world of Elon Musk.
Buckle up.
Trust me.
You won't want to miss this.
You won't want to miss it. Okay, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into Elon Musk, and we've talked about the big ideas, the risk-taking, the clashes.
Yeah, the clashes with pretty much everyone.
It seems like it, but there's one area we haven't really gotten into yet.
Mm-hmm.
His personal life.
Yeah, his personal life.
And it is a fascinating and often messy part of the story.
Oh, yeah. Messy is a good word for it.
Isaacson really doesn't hold back.
No, he doesn't.
You know, giving us these glimpses into Elon's relationships,
mm-hmm.
his marriages,
yeah,
and his struggles with intimacy.
And he really struggles, doesn't he?
Yeah. You know, after reading these chapters,
yeah,
I kind of got the sense that he craves connection.
Mm-hmm.
But almost fears it at the same time. Oh, I totally agree. It's like that childhood fear of loneliness we talked about.
Right.
It's still lingering.
It's still there.
Yeah.
His first wife, Justine,
yeah,
described him as incredibly charming and persuasive at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Very charismatic.
But also controlling and dismissive of her feelings.
Yeah. Later on, yeah.
There's this one quote from Justine that really stuck with me.
Oh, yeah? What was that?
She said, "He had grown up in a family where you were weak if you showed your feelings, and he considered me weak for being hurt by his behavior."
Wow. That's telling.
Yeah, and it highlights this really core aspect of his personality, right?
Totally. That emotional detachment, the difficulty really connecting with others on that emotional level.
And that pattern seems to repeat itself in his other relationships too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
His second marriage to Tallulah Riley, the actress.
Right, Tallulah Riley.
It was on again, off again, with tons of drama.
Oh, so much drama.
It's almost like he thrives in the chaos.
Yeah, like he needs that emotional roller coaster.
Right.
Yeah.
There's this anecdote about their wedding.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it.
In a Scottish cathedral.
Okay.
Riley wanted a traditional ceremony.
Yeah.
But Elon was much more focused on the spectacle. He insisted on wearing a top hat and cane, dancing around like Fred Astaire.
Oh, come on.
It felt performative, even in that intimate setting.
It's like he can't turn off that showman side of himself, even in his personal life.
Even in his personal life.
It's kind of sad when you think about it.
And then, of course, there's Grimes.
Grimes, right? The musician.
The mother of 3 of his children.
Yeah, 3 of your kids.
Their dynamic was fascinating to watch unfold. You know, the unusual baby names.
Oh, the next.
Public breakups, reconciliations. It was a lot.
It was wild.
Yeah.
But Grimes, even she acknowledges, Elon's complexity.
Right.
She describes him as someone who was almost conditioned to believe that life is inherently painful.
Oh, wow.
That he struggles to experience real joy.
It's kind of heartbreaking in a way.
It is. It is heartbreaking.
This guy who's achieved so much.
Just so much.
But still seems tormented.
Yeah, tormented by his own demons.
By these inner demons.
Yeah, and those demons, they kind of manifest in his work life too,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Isaacson paints this picture of Elon as a boss.
Okay.
Who demands absolute dedication.
Yeah.
Pushes his employees to the limit.
Right.
Often at the expense of their own personal lives.
Yeah. We talked about that intense work ethic before.
Yeah, we did.
But the book really dives into the culture.
Mm-hmm. The culture at his companies.
At his companies, yeah.
It's pressure cooker stuff.
It really is.
Long hours.
Yeah.
Impossible deadlines.
Constant fear.
Constant fear of making a mistake.
Of making a mistake and facing his wrath.
And facing Elon's wrath.
Yeah.
There are stories of him firing engineers.
Really?
Who disagreed with him.
Wow.
Berating people for minor errors.
Oh, my God.
Expecting his team to work around the clock.
To meet his goals.
To meet these ambitious goals.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cult-like atmosphere.
It's intense.
With Elon at the center.
Yeah.
Commanding loyalty.
Yeah.
Pushing everyone to achieve the extraordinary.
And he does achieve extraordinary things.
Oh, right? Does. There's no doubt.
SpaceX rockets, landing themselves, right. Tesla becoming a global powerhouse, innovations that once seemed like science fiction, now a reality.
It's amazing. It really is.
But it comes at a cost, right?
A huge cost.
A human cost.
Yeah. The toll it takes on relationships, mental health, the sacrifices people make to be a part of it all.
It's that tension. That runs throughout the whole book.
Ambition versus humanity.
Yeah.
It makes you question, how much are we willing to give up in pursuit of our goals?
Right. At what point does the drive become destructive?
Exactly. That's something we all have to grapple with, not just Elon.
Yeah, especially today where hustle culture is so prevalent.
Always push harder, achieve more.
Sacrifice everything.
Sacrifice it all for success.
For success, yeah. This book really made me reflect on my own values.
Me too.
My own definition of success.
I think that's one of the biggest takeaways from all of this.
For sure.
It's not just about Elon, it's about us.
Right.
Our aspirations, our anxieties, our struggles to find balance and meaning.
It's a reminder that success is rarely a straight line. It's messy and complicated.
And it always comes at a price.
It always comes at a price. So whether you admire Elon, you find him frustrating.
A little of both.
Or a bit of both, which I think most of us do.
Probably.
His story makes you think.
Makes you think.
Makes you question.
Makes you reevaluate your own place in the world.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We really have.
The highs, the lows, the brilliance, the flaws.
The public persona and the private struggles.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has. And like any good journey, I think we're left with more questions than answers. But that's the beauty of it all, right?
That's right.
It sparks curiosity, challenges assumptions.
Keeps us going.
Encourages us to explore with an open mind.
So if you're at all intrigued by Elon Musk,
by
the future of technology, or even just by human nature,
the complexities of human nature,
I highly recommend picking up Walter Isaacson's biography.
Yeah, you won't regret it.
It's a read that will stay with you long after you finish the last page.
Oh, absolutely.
And as always, the deep dive doesn't end here.
No, it doesn't.
Keep questioning. Keep seeking out those new perspectives.
Keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been fun.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.
And keep diving deep.
And keep diving deep.